All right, let's dive in. Today, we are opening up the playbook for rebuilding what is, honestly, one of our most valuable assets, our focus. If you've ever felt like your ability to just sit down and concentrate has been completely hijacked, well then this one's for you.
Does this sound familiar? You sit down, you're ready to do the important work, and then bam, within minutes, you're just lost. You're swimming in a sea of notifications, a dozen open tabs, and just a storm of random thoughts. It feels like a constant battle, and let's be honest, it often feels like we're losing. But what if the problem isn't actually you? What if it's the blueprint you're working from?
And that brings us to the core idea here, and it's a really powerful one. You are not a passive victim of distraction. No way. You are the architect. You have the power to design and to build a life, a system that protects and strengthens your focus. It all starts with having the right plan.
So, here's our construction plan for today. First, we're going to take a hard look at the broken blueprint that's causing all the cracks in our attention. Then, we're going to pour a brand new foundation by rewriting that story we tell ourselves. After that, we'll get practical and architect a daily structure for deep work. And finally, we'll get into the chemistry of it all, mastering the dopamine system that powers the whole thing.
Okay, let's start with part one, the broken focus blueprint. Look, before we can build anything new, we have to understand why the current structure is failing. And here's the thing, the reason your focus feels so fractured, it's not a personal failing. It's not because you're lazy or broken. It's because the system we're all operating in, our environment, our habits, our tech, it's basically faulty by design. We've unintentionally built ourselves a blueprint for distraction.
So now for part two, rewriting your inner narrative. You know, every great structure needs a rock-solid foundation. And for our focus, that foundation isn't something external. It's totally internal. It's built from the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and what we're capable of.
Oh man, how many of us have said this? Or something just like it. We say it like it's a fact, like it's our eye color or our height. I'm just not good at focusing. But that single sentence, it's so incredibly powerful because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe it, you'll act like it.
And this right here, this is the internal shift we're talking about. Look at the left side. That's the old story. I'm a distracted person. It feels like a prison, right? It's limiting. But then look at the right. I'm a focused person. The sentence structure is identical, but the feeling, the outcome, it's worlds apart. That's freedom. The first step to breaking free is simply changing the story you tell yourself. So how do you actually do this? It's a really simple but powerful process. Step one, you've got to write down that old story. Get it out of your head and onto paper. Step two, rewrite it. Create that new identity. I am a focused person who gets things done. But step three is where the magic really happens. When you catch yourself slipping, and you will, just pause. And in that moment, ask yourself, what would a focused person do right now? And then just make one small choice that aligns with that new story. That's it. That's how you start building the proof. Okay, our foundation is poured. It's solid. Now we can move on to part three, architecting a focused day. Now that we have this new identity as focused people taking root, we can start building the daily structure, the actual habits that protect and reinforce it. This is all about making our external actions match our new internal narrative.
Every single morning you face this fundamental choice. Are you going to be a consumer? Or are you going to be a creator? The consumer wakes up and immediately reacts, scrolling feeds, checking emails, letting the world's agenda dictate their morning. But the creator wakes up and proactively starts their day with what matters most to them: writing, building, planning. That one decision sets the entire tone for the rest of your day.
So how do you protect that creator mindset? You have to become a bodyguard for your attention. Before you just reflexively open an app, you create a little space and ask a simple question. Does this actually move the needle? Is this really helping me get where I want to go? The key is to do the real work, the writing, the coding, the creating, before you go looking for validation by sharing it. Protect your output first.
Now I want to share a key tool in our architectural toolkit. It's kind of like a secret weapon. It's called non-sleep deep rest, or NSDR. Just think of it as a conscious, guided power down for your brain. It's not sleep. It's a state of really deep relaxation that has some pretty profound effects on your brain chemistry.
And here's why this is such a total game changer. Get this. The science shows that just one 10 to 20-minute session can restore your baseline dopamine levels by about 60%. I mean, that is an absolutely incredible return on your investment for your ability to focus and just feel motivated.
So think about that afternoon slump. Instead of reaching for another coffee or a sugary snack or just mindlessly scrolling your phone, try this instead. Find a quiet spot, lie down, and do a 10-minute NSDR session. It is a strategic reset that actually refills your tank instead of just borrowing more energy from tomorrow.
And that brings us to our final part, Part 4, Mastering Your Dopamine System. If our new identity is the foundation and our daily habits are the structure, then dopamine, well, that's the electrical system and the plumbing. For the long-term maintenance of our focus, we have to understand and manage the very chemical that drives our motivation.
We are living in an age of what you might call dopamine stacking. You know what I mean? Blasting hype music while taking pre-workout before a crazy workout you're watching on your phone. This constant layering of stimulation just desensitizes our dopamine receptors. It means we need more and more and more just to feel normal. It's a race you can't win, and it always leads to a crash. The solution? De-layer. Try working out without music sometimes. Plan for normal days, not max effort days every single day. And relearn how to find joy in simpler things like a walk or reading a book.
But what if you're already past that point? What if you're listening to this and you just feel completely burnt out, like you need constant hits of stimulation just to feel okay? Well, there's a protocol for that.
If you are feeling chronically drained, this is your way out. You plan a 30 to 60-day reset. You consciously cut way back on your biggest sources of excess stimulation. Now, I'll be honest, you're probably going to feel pretty low at first. That's normal. The key is to lean into the absolute basics: consistent sleep, gentle movement, and daily NSDR. This gives your system a chance to heal so you can eventually reintroduce things in a much more moderate and sustainable way.
So there it is. That's the blueprint. It all starts with the foundation, a new focused identity. It's built with the daily structure of being a creator first, and it's maintained for the long haul by intelligently managing your dopamine system.
Look, this entire architecture, it isn't built in a day. It's built one small choice at a time, one brick at a time. So the question I want to leave you with is this. When you think about your day tomorrow, what is the very first small choice you can make that aligns with your new story as a focused person? Because that's where the real work and the real change begins.